Hi guys, this is Debbie from Debbie J's Crafting Corner. Today I'm using another awesome digital kit from TaylorMade Cards for You. Before we get started though, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button and make sure that you also hit the bell so you get a reminder every time I upload a new video. You'll also want to check out Crafters Castle's monthly challenge. The challenge is anything goes and is solely sponsored by TaylorMade Cards for You. This month's prize is a $10 gift code to TaylorMade Cards for You. And since the prize is digital, it means that the challenge is open worldwide. So be sure to check the description box below for more information, as well as a link where you can buy the kit. And make sure to stick around till the end of the video. I'll have a coupon code for you to get 20% off of your purchase at TaylorMade Cards for You. For today's project, I'm going to be using some of the really sweet images that were in this older passport kit from TaylorMade Cards for You. This one is the Santa passport kit. So I went ahead and printed some of those out. So let me go ahead and show you what I've got. This page, I did like I normally do. I cropped the individual images so I could do multiples of what I wanted to, and then not print out the entire kit and have tons of extra embellishments and ephemera that I don't really need at the moment, because you know me, I have too much stuff in my stash. You've been seeing that a lot lately. So this one, I love this Santa, and he is he's just adorable. I absolutely love this, but I've been noticing that I'm not really liking the way everything is printing out on my regular cardstock. Now this is the regular Recollections cardstock from Michael's that I typically use, and it looks okay, but I don't really like the way it's not quite as crisp and clean as I'd like, so I thought I'd try something a little bit different and see how I like it. So I decided to go ahead and use some photo paper. Now this is the second one. The thickness, yes, I'm hiding it, but the thickness is a little less than my regular cardstock, but not that bad. Problem is, I think the pricing is probably going to be higher. I have no idea how much the actual photo paper, glossy photo paper costs these days, because I've had this pack in my stash for probably 20 years. You know, back when you first decided I don't want to have photos developed anymore, so I'm going to use this new thing that's called a digital camera and print them out. And then I never did print them out. Anyhow, I went ahead and printed this exact same page on that other paper to see how it would look. And even with it not zoomed in, you can definitely see a difference. Let me see if I can get it a little closer so you can see. It's much cleaner, much clearer, and the colors are much more vibrant on this photo paper. Problem is, you may be able to tell that already. It's got a little bit of a shine to it because it is a glossy, which means in my mind, I'm thinking it looks more store-bought. And I know we say handmade, not Hallmark, a lot, but I actually like that matte look, except for, of course, where you want it to be shiny, but the general matte look of the cardstock that looks homemade. It looks handmade. It looks like we put in some effort. It wasn't just something, you know, printed out or bought at a store. And I find that I really like that in my cards. So I'm going to see how I like this. I have a feeling that I'm going to really like the images of Santa, but I may not want to use this, the holly, although the holly looks adorable even in that. And this one is where I did shrink it down so it would look better as a more of a busy background on my cardstock. Let's go ahead and start on the card. I've got this set of Hero Arts nesting rectangle dies, and I had at one point cut out all of them were still attached, and part of that caused these little frames, and I think this frame is about the right size to go around Santa. I'm going to take my dies, and I've got the two sizes that I used to make this frame, and I'm going to go ahead and cut out the Santas. That way, with the larger of the dies, so that way there's more real estate for the frames, if I'm able to create ones that I like, to go on there. And then after cutting the first one, I can test it with that little red frame. And as per normal, I'm going to be using my new magic mat for this. I have not heated it up to get rid of the warping since the last time I used it, which means I should probably do that in between every use, but it should still work fine. So I'm going to go ahead and run that through my Gemini Junior. So here's that first guy that I just cut out, and here's that frame I cut out a long time ago, and it looks like that's going to be a good fit. Perfect. So I'm going to go ahead and cut out these other guys off camera real quick, and then we'll get back started. I'm going to just go ahead and cut this little piece of gold paper and use that instead of fussing around trying to find my double-sided adhesive. So I've got a lot of these little squares of double-sided adhesive that I got from Amazon a while back that I really need to use up because it is too sticky for me. So I don't really like it all that much, but I'm not going to waste it. I need to go ahead and use it and get it out of my stash so I don't have to worry about it. Let me go ahead and run that through my Gemini Junior. Okay, there we go. We've got our little gold frame. And so this can go around our little Santa. And I think that is going to be very pretty. I'm going to go ahead and add that real quick. Just taking some of my art glitter glue and just using a tiny bit along that frame side. Okay, and I am going to use one of the ones done on photo paper for this one. That looks a little better. And then of course I shipped it wrong. Okay, now it's lined up on the bottom. Good, finally. Okay, and I really like the way that that looks on there. Now, I didn't get it completely straight, and that's one of the things about these little tiny little frames is that they do bend a little bit, so you have to be careful and try to get them on there straight. Or you can always make your project an oval instead of a square frame, and it'll still look good. Like this side is pretty much stuck. I don't want to rip anything, but it is a little bit bowed out. And then we can look at these other papers. So I've got the one with Deck the Halls. That looks really nice. And then we've also got the one with the holly. Now, I'm thinking the one with the Deck the Halls is going to look better behind this because it is darker and a bit busier than the Santa image, but the holly would be good as a matting layer behind it. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this one down. When in doubt, check your paper. I've got some templates from Christina Werner's website that is perfect for this kind of problem. So we've got this largest one on here is the 5.5 by 4 1/4. So I'm going to want to leave a 1/4 inch around it for the white space from my card base, and then another 1/4 inch around it for the matting layer. Actually, I think I want a 1/2 inch. I want more of that paper showing. So that means I'm going to have to bring it down to, in order to have 3 1/4 by 5. I believe that's 3 1/4 by 5. Then I'm going to cut this size down to 5. Okay. And then for this is actually the paper copy, and I think that's going to be fine for a matting layer. Doesn't have to be thick, and that will reduce some of the bulk. So for that one, I'm going to need to have it at 4 by 5 1/4. And this is going to be 5 1/4, approximately. So let's test that out and see how it looks. So that leaves a little bit. That does leave about a 1/4 inch around, and Santa does look really darling like that. I do think I want to have a little bit more of the holly showing, which means I need to cut down this one a little bit more. So that's going to be another 1/4 inch. So that's going to be 4 3/4.
by 3.5. And that measurement should be pretty much ingrained in my head by now, because I've been doing a lot of cards with those dimensions lately. Okay, that gives us a little bit more of that background pattern. And then I can put that there. I think that's going to look pretty cool. And then I had just gotten some stickers from scrapbook.com, and I think one of those would work good for the sticker book from scrapbook.com was a freebie that they added to my order when I got the Magic Mat. And they have all of these little stickers all have got a white background, which is going to really do well and pop with this. And then they've also got these pieces, meaning if I pick one of the ones in the center, I can also put a little box around it. Little Merry Christmas. So let me grab that off of there. Got the Merry Christmas. And then we've got these little boxes, so we've got different sizes of boxes, and I'm going to just stick that right in the middle there. And it looks like it's all ready to go. And then I'm going to take that off. Now while I'm waiting, I'm going to just stick that on top. I'm going to go ahead and start putting this one together, and then I'll add the sentiment last. So I don't know for sure how this is going to hold. I have not used this paper before, but this side is the shiny glossy side and this side is the matte, so it should work fine with my dot liner adhesive. That's what we're going to hope anyway. And I find that it's easier to line it up straight on the short end rather than on the long end. So that's why I'm doing it this way. Later, I think I'm going to pop Santa up. I'm going to go ahead and use some Arteza foam tape for that. There you go. Go. Burnish that down like normal. And go ahead and pull off the release tape. Okay. And making sure all of my words are the right direction. And then I'll go ahead and just put Santa down here in the corner. And then we've got our little Merry Christmas that can go up here in this corner. And this panel is ready to put on the front of a card. So here's that finished card. I went ahead and put it on a standard A2 size card base and then added a little embellishment with some Nuvo drops. This is autumn red and then clear crystal drops. And I also went ahead and did a couple more cards. So I made a second of this Santa, this time with a silver frame, but I made a mistake and accidentally put the frame onto one of the cardstock panels instead of the photo panels, but it turned out pretty good anyway. I went back and put some shimmer pen, used my Spectrum Noir on his beard and on his hat, and there, now you can see it. I got it just into the light just right so you can see that shimmer. So it does look pretty cute. I also used the same design except for the frame for the other images that I had cut out. So this is also on that photo paper and those turned out pretty good as well. Again, using the stickers from that sticker pad from scrapbook.com as my sentiments. On the inside of each of these I used a piece of the scrap just as an accent strip, and those are my cards that I've made for you guys for today. I hope that this has inspired you to do some more Christmas crafting, and I would love to see what you create. So come join my Facebook group, Crafting with Debbie, and show us your creations. I've left a description down in the box below. Be sure to check out all of the other crafters on the Tailor-Made Cards for You design team, because I know that they will have a lot of inspirational projects for you to see. And as a bonus, Monica has generously provided a discount code for you. Oh, by the way, if you make anything using one of my, or ideas from one of my Christmas crafting videos, please post a picture and tag me at hashtag Debbie J's Crafting Corner and at hashtag DJCCChristmas2020. You can also see all of my Christmas videos for 2020 by clicking on hashtag DJCCChristmas2020 down in the video title. Here are some other videos that you may be interested in. Thank you so much for dropping by, and remember, if I can make it, you can too.